One of the most common questions people ask about Christianity is this: why are Christians always trying to convert people? Why can't they just believe what they believe and let others live their truth? To some, it feels pushy, maybe even judgmental, like Christians are trying to force their religion onto others or imply that anyone who doesn't agree with them is somehow less than. But when you actually look at the heart of Christianity, you find something very different. It's not about pressure, it's not about control, and it's definitely not about superiority. It's about love, it's about hope, and it's about not wanting anyone to be left behind. Christians believe that every single person has an eternal soul, that life doesn't end at death. They believe there is a heaven, a place of perfect unity with God, and a hell, a place of eternal separation from Him, and they believe that Jesus came into the world, not to condemn it, but to save it. John chapter 3 verse 17 says, "For God did not send His Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through Him." That's the core of the gospel, a rescue mission, not a recruitment drive. Christians don't share their faith because they want to win arguments. They do it because they genuinely believe that Jesus is the only way to eternal life, and they don't want anyone to miss it. Think of it this way: if you knew someone was heading toward danger, a cliff, a burning building, a fatal illness, and you had the antidote, the way out, the solution, wouldn't you speak up? Wouldn't staying silent actually be the unloving thing? That's how Christians see the world. They believe that every person is precious to God, and every person is worth reaching, even if it costs them something, even if they're misunderstood, even if people get offended. They speak because they care. Now, that doesn't mean every Christian gets it right. Some do come off as arrogant, some push too hard, or speak without compassion. That's not what Jesus modeled. True evangelism, the act of sharing the gospel, is rooted in humility, not pride. Because every Christian knows this, they were once lost too. No one is born saved. Every follower of Jesus had to face their own brokenness, their own need, and their own moment of surrender. They don't share Christ because they think they're better. They share Him because He changed their life, and they want the same for others. That's why Jesus gave what's called the Great Commission in Matthew 28. He said, "Go and make disciples of all nations." Not because He wanted an empire, not because He needed followers to validate Him, but because He loves the world and He wanted that message to spread, not by force, but by invitation. And, Christians believe they are stewards of that message. Not salespeople, not manipulators, but messengers, people who deliver the good news and leave the decision to you. God never forces anyone to believe, He simply offers. And in love, Christians try to extend that same offer. Here's who Jesus is, here's what He did, here's how He changed my life, and here's what He promises to do for you, if you'll let Him. Christianity isn't about converting people for numbers or power. Honestly, it's about telling the truth with compassion. It's about caring enough to speak when silence could mean someone never hears the hope that saved you, because if hell is real, and Christians do believe it is, then love demands we speak. And if heaven is real, then it's not something to hoard, it's something to share. At the end of the day, Christian evangelism isn't about arguing or winning. It's about loving people enough to risk discomfort. It's about saying, I want you to have what I found: peace, forgiveness, purpose, and eternal life.